again. So we're a little bit late, but the show has to go on. Brother Just, what's going on? Brother Elevated, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, bro, we tired, but life is life, man. We gotta keep that energy going. You know, I'm glad Just is back, and I don't know where Dap is at, but he knows what time it is. We'll get on it later. And Coach the same way. So we have a few questions here. One of them is right up y'all two alley. Since y'all both military veterans, I got something in there for y'all. But let's get into it. I want to have a little fun with y'all though. So what do you think? I don't even want to play that video because it's funny the way he described it. Matter of fact, y'all want to hit the video first so we can because it's a comedian. I love the way he presented it rather than me trying to imitate him. So let's run that first video real quick because it's real funny. Run it. I really want to know how we are in real life. Real time.
Done this until recently. I didn't know that you don't know. You have no idea who you are to a woman until you know how you're saved in her phone. Guys, every man in here, we are not ready for the names, for the shorthand. You know how when you save a name, it goes first, last, company? They using that line too. We are not ready to find out how we are saved in the phone. Telling, that's what telling is. I wish I was wrong. I wish it was just me. I wish it was just me getting bullied in other women's phones. These are my friends. These are people I've known for years, and then they saved me some type of way and just never changed it. Years ago, this is why I first had a hunch. Years ago, I was with a friend, and we were hanging out. This has to be like 12, maybe even 15 years ago. We were hanging out, and she lost her phone. So she was like, can you call it for me? And so I call it. And look, we had never been romantic, you know? And we had decided a long time ago to just be friends, right? And I'm hearing a little.
Could that just be lying?
So the gist of it really, I mean, it's a little bit longer, but I don't want to take up too much time. The gist of it is, have y'all ever saw how you are saved in a woman's phone?
Yep. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
What was that like, bro?
It was good. It was cool. I had no problem with it.
Lee, what have you ever witnessed a woman's phone of how she has you saved?
In my younger days, yeah. I used to be saved as a lot of different type of shit. I mean,
come on, let's be transparent here. I've been saved as my name, that most of the time called. I've been called hubby, daddy. I can't even think of anything else because I've never thought about it. and I never looked. Did y'all ever intentionally try to look or ever thought about it?
No, I just saw it. I just saw it as off straight JP. I didn't even ask her for a phone. Like I called her, and then like she turned around and her phone was out there. I see it.
It's obvious. It's tomorrow your silence.
Yeah, not now. No, back then probably. Yeah, but now no. I don't. Because I think now the way you put your number in or give somebody your number is different depending on because you got an iPhone to iPhone it pops up sometimes.
Yeah.
So
And that was the thing about this video. It was like, do guys think about it? Do it ever cross their mind? Do they go looking? Like I could just imagine the crush to a man's pride, ego, whatever, when he looks at it and say, "Oh, you're saved as Mr. Money Man or Mr. Friday," or different things, whatever conveniences, and wow.
No, man, look, you gotta look at it like this. They're gonna put you other way, how they see you and whichever way that you react to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see that. But we have fault of that too, because if you out there playing around in the field, all right, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's it. Like you gotta look at it like that.
That's crazy. I was just curious about it. I said, I'm going to bring it to the brother's attention because I really want guys to be aware in some form, like regardless of what you think and feel, bro, you don't know until you see what you're saying. It will be a very crushing thing. So, it's just one of them curiosity make you go,
If you see your name under there as nah, never in the life. Not a chance.
like yo, they got you saved by dick size, materialistic, whatever. It's like, word, that's what you really think? But you'll never know. That's the problem. You'll never know unless you just happen to find out looking at a phone or whatever. It's just one of them things, bro.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Just want to start off light with a little comedy with that because that was funny to me. So let's get to number 2. This one is emotional to me, and I know y'all two brothers, y'all servicemen or ex-servicemen. Let's run that second video, please. Clip. Evo.
And we're waiting.
Production. This was real deep and emotional to me. So let's see what this is like.
So I don't know if what I'm about to say, I'm shaking. I don't know if what I'm about to say is considered a crash out. I'm very emotional. I'm telling you right now, I'm very emotional about it. But bear with me. So y'all mean to tell me, my veterans for Trump, please help me out. Y'all mean to tell me that the president of the United States had one of the leaders of Al Qaeda in the White House on Veterans Day, which it don't matter if it was on Veterans Day or not. He shouldn't have been on U.S. soil anyway, because at one point, America had a $10 million bounty on this man's head, and now he's at the White House shaking hands with the United States president. If you don't know what Al Qaeda is, they were the ones that were responsible for killing service members. And now we have one of the leaders of Al Qaeda that's sitting at the White House shaking the president, shaking the hands of the United States president. He killed thousands of service members. I was deployed. I watched people's bodies get loaded up onto C-130s so they can get flown home. I've handed family members folded flags and looked them in their eyes and told them and thanked them for their family members' service because they'll never see them no more. Are you kidding me? It gets to a point. It gets to a point where y'all gotta admit that something is not okay. Thousands of service members died from Al Qaeda. I know a lot of them. I don't know all thousands. I know a lot of them though. That's why I stopped wearing combat patches. It was too triggering. It's too triggering. That's why when people complain about combat patch, I don't care about a combat patch. People died. And now
So
you got the president of the United States bringing them into the White House and shaking their hand and saying that they have a troubled past. He killed Americans who volunteered to serve this country.
thank you, Evo. So as ex-servicemen, really, what do y'all think about that, man? Come on, lady.
I'm going to say this.
I have asteroids.
I didn't hear nothing about that. But if that is true, then that's a blatant slap in the face.
Yeah.
I think what she's doing is rage baiting. Like I said, just he said, I didn't see that come across. But there's also, as somebody who has been on both sides of the coin, who has loaded those bodies, who has pronounced those bodies, that you got to realize that Al Qaeda is not all bad. There are fascists of it that were literally bad, and some of it was good. So, what side is that man standing on? Because there are people just like government here that didn't care about it, didn't want to follow his leadership. So the people of Al Qaeda that was bad, some of them they weren't all put together. So educate yourself a little bit more. That's what I would say to her. And before you jump and rage bait, because again, there's specific people within Al Qaeda that were targeted because they were fucked up individuals, but there were also people who literally wanted good and were doing good things. So for me, that's rage bait. And like Justine said, I didn't see that. I never saw that come across my YouTube or nothing at all. Or none of the vets that I hang with or the mentees or mentors is vet. I didn't even talk about it.
Okay. See, I just happened to run across it, and like you said, there is a lot of homework to be done. Not just the validity of it, but I just wanted to bring it up because I don't see it as impossible. You understand? And for a person that's never been in the military, I had to ask y'all brothers because just like just said, it is a slap in the face. We just went through 9/11 how many years ago? So for that would be, to me, the biggest slap in the face when all of America, that was the only time that I remember in my tenure on this planet that there was no racism for weeks throughout the United States. It was everybody against them. No racism took place during that time period. And this is also during the time where people thought it would never happen. Racism gonna last forever. Well, guess what? During 9/11, there was no racism at all. And that's something to be, always spoke about and highlighted. But like I said, it was just something that I wanted to hear from y'all because like I said, I've never been in the military, but I do understand what patriotism is. I do understand what, I voluntarily came into this and risked losing. I know guys, they lost their families, limbs, all kinds of stuff. And you're telling me this is what is allowed? That's crazy.
I want to. So let me ask you this question then, and again from her perspective, if you want to take it from her perspective, being a president, no matter who it is, no matter who's in the White House, being a president, right? Part of your job is to negotiate things and settlement of things and bring things to a peaceful end. Correct? We agree with that? Because a couple months ago, when Palestine and everybody was fighting, who was in the White House too?
Right.
So you get what I'm saying to you. So again, I would love to hear her rhetoric behind what she's really saying, because a deployment is a deployment. A person coming to meet Obama did it multiple times. He had people. He left. He went and met people over there. Remember?
Right. I do remember that.
So that's what I'm saying. I think, like I said, she's just rage baiting from that perspective because it was Veterans Day and it added more fuel to the fire.
So when you were saying a minute ago about Al Qaeda when you were saying about Al Qaeda, I'm trying to be in the translation mode. When you're talking about Al Qaeda, there's good and there's bad. Is that the same as we have Democrat and Republican.
Same concept. There's people.
Okay.
There's people that separate themselves from the government because they didn't want to negotiate. They have the same concept. They no, we're one. Blah blah blah. So you have
Okay.
multiple dumb leaders in between. So that's what happened. Same concept with Cuba. Look, same concept with Cuba. Remember when before old boy took over Cuba?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing.
Okay.
So y'all look at it from that perspective. I'm not saying she's wrong. Look at me, but
No, I'm not either. This was just, it just grabbed me because, like I said, we don't know if it's really true or not because we didn't hear a big highlight about it. But considering who our president is, I would not, I would, it wouldn't surprise me. You understand? It wouldn't. But
and I think that's what got a lot of people probably her rage
right.
bait because of who it was. But I mean, I'll be more
But-
pissed off from old
but
boy
you
was
just
in the
said
White
something
House from
too.
Russia.
But you just said something about what the president's job is and so forth. But in fact, he also have to enact what the people want. You're gonna say, do you think America would be okay if you were to ask them, take a poll? Would y'all be okay if I bring the Al Qaeda leader to the White House for lunch?
Hey Carl, he didn't do that same poll when he brought old boy from Russia. So
That's
so
why.
that's what I say it's rage bait.
That's why I challenged it. Not. I understand what you're saying, but that's why I had to challenge that statement because I'm like, wait a minute, you're right. He didn't do that, but you got to go with what the people want. You know damn well people lost family, all kinds of shit went down, and people right now still suffering, health wise, money wise from that. So you're telling me you let this person come in here and you didn't ask nobody? You
But
thought it'd be
what president does that though, Carl? What president acts? Because all the presidents have had meetings, whether it be at the White House or they left and went over there. What presidents have asked?
Well, I do plan on following up on it. I do want to do more homework on it and get a better understanding. Like I said, I agree with what you're saying that it's baiting, like a lot of things on social media. But I really, had to stop and think and say, yo, that would not be surprising though. Out of all the shit, all the things else that happened in how many years? Because we don't give a damn. That's just all right. So I don't know if Jess is still with us, but all right. Number 3. This video is more of a long.
Now I was saying shout out to my homeboy Ash, and they just popped up in the chat. First time, second time in here.
Oh, salute, brother. Salute, brother Walker. I see you. And I see sis, where's she at? Oh, Committed to Help LLC. Sandra, there she go. Yeah, lady, yeah, I see you. I see you. All right. So number 3, comparing our grandparents' era to 1990 era and today era of dating, which is most preferred?
Ooh.
Our grandparents' era, the 1990s, or today's era? Which one is more preferred? And I do want to get into why are we comparing it.
Okay.
All right. Why are we comparing it?
One time.
And
like
which do we actually prefer?
No, listen.
So I'm gonna be like, I prefer mine because I never lived in my grandfather, my grandparents' era. I ain't even gonna hold you because I can only compare to what they told us. And me compare and contrast. I think they laid the foundation.
Right.
I'll take that foundational thinking, the foundational prospect. But when you apply it to our dating era, you have to make your own adjustments to it. So of course I'm gonna be biased and choose mine because that's the only dating era I know. 1990, brother, I was 10 years old, so I can't speak to that.
Also, can you not talk outside of the
You talking about dating in the 90s or just like
I can't speak to
comparing to
1990.
our grandparents?
What'd you say, Just?
I say y'all comparing it to our grandparents or just
No, well, the comparison that people make between our grandparents' era, the 1990s, and today's era of dating,
I'm sorry, my
which is
grandparents'
more.
era was not 1990s.
No, but that's the thing. There's three different eras: the grandparents, the 90s, and today. Those are the three different eras that people would compare. And my question is, which do we most prefer, as well as why? Like, which one would you prefer and why?
Oh, you saying the complete 90s or just 1990?
Right, the 90 era, during the
Oh,
90s.
Oh
I'll take
God,
90. Give me the
man.
90 era. Give me the 90 era all day. 90s
90,
R&B. Give me all
90
day.
era, that was like R&B season, bro.
Yeah, give me 90s R&B
Yeah,
all
But
day.
then it was like, but then it's like you gotta look at back at if you want to compare all three, it was nothing like our grandparents. 'Cause our grandparents, it was one and done. It wasn't no jumping around
yeah,
from this one to this one. It was like,
yeah.
I like you, you like me. We're gonna get married, get kids going, this that, and other. We together for life.
Yeah.
It's not just jumping around from this one to that one. That was like the 70s going into the 80s when our parents was jumping around doing all that craziness.
Yeah,
And see,
like I said, I can only compare to what they said, but the 90s for me, Carl. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna go with you on that too, but I'm a little bit conflicted because I really am caught between grandparents' era because of how just the way just described it. That is more my train of thought. But the 90s were fun, simple. It had a little bit more enthusiasm and
I was
participation.
I was in high school and college in the 90s, bro. I was like, I
Oh,
can't.
Listen.
When I got out of high school, that's when I was a whore.
shit.
I went to
Listen,
college. I was straight up.
hey, Just, give me my
I ain't
90s
gonna play with
R&B.
it. I was dating every junior, senior, sophomore. I could get my face to look at.
Bro,
You know
you
what?
didn't.
I'm not.
Yo,
I'm not gonna touch
I
that.
was that dude in the computer lab, and she come walk in. Oh, word, what's going on?
how you doing? Hey,
How
listen,
you
man.
doing? You
During
gonna be
that
at the
era,
party tonight? You gonna be at the party tonight? All right, great. All right.
save me a dance, yo. Everybody was
Yep.
grinding
Y'all
back
say
then.
y'all see you at
Everybody
the
was
party?
somebody was in the corner.
Yep.
Somebody's daughter was in the corner. She missed senior year because she got pregnant. Listen, man. Back then, think about it. Back then, you didn't even have to speak to a shorty. All you had to do was say, "This song is yours."
Yep. Or dance
On
dance
the
with her all
dance
night.
floor, it was different
You had to
different
speak. You
styles
had
of
to open your mouth.
communication, man.
Just dance with her all night. You good?
You good? You in there?
And that's the thing. I remember when dancing got you laid. I also remember, for real, dancing got you laid. I remember when the little love note, "Will you go out with me?"
Yes or no?
That was my thing. So that's why I said, damn, I love the grandparents era because watching them evolve from their 30, 40, 50, whatever, into, it was just like to look at. And you wanted to emulate it. At least I did.
Yeah, I did too. But it was just like certain. Like I understand they had a certain. My grandparents had a certain respect and rule for each other.
Mhm.
And it was like I got my grandparents came from Alabama up here to Jersey, so it was like it was just them two, and I was like, all right, I get it. It's just y'all two, so it's like, fuck the world, we got this.
Yeah,
That's that
listen.
that was something, man.
And
Wow.
and honestly, on my end, it was even worse because my grandmother looks white.
Hey, give me the '90s where the females had the
Holy
bang,
shit.
the studs, the natural hairdos. They could take a compliment.
See?
The fellas, the fellas knew at one point. They had mutual respect for your girl. Oh, nah, that's Carl's girl. You don't want to touch Carl's girl. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
D girl,
yeah.
man. Watch what you do, man. Back then was a lot more difference in the dating scene.
There's a lot more respect.
A lot more respect, man, and more ethical being.
I mean,
Give me my what they call them, the acid wash jeans with the Reeboks and
see, this is why not to DV off, but this is why when I look back at all those Freaknik
Oop-a-gat.
parties, you know, the Freaknik thing, yeah, that big booty chick can walk down the street. Ain't nobody touching or nothing, but it's later after that niggas just say, yo, I can't. And it became so bad they had to shut it down.
They play no
It
more.
wasn't in his heyday. It was good. I went to like 6 or 7 of them. So
Yeah.
in his heyday, I'm probably on that video. I don't even know. So I went and I was like, you have respect. And it's like, if a chick like you, she'll come talk to you when you was out there. I was like, yo. So it wasn't nothing for me. I was just sitting there and chilling on my boy's car, and chicks just walk up, talk to you. All right, I'm at this hotel, this, that, and the other. We can go out, chill out, go eat real quick. No, that's all it was. But
you had the big body Acuras. You have
the niggas.
And I'm not gonna lie too. Between my grandparents' era and now, they were actually virgins.
Well, I'll do you one better. You can believe that they were virgins.
Well,
Let me rephrase
it.
You can believe that they were virgins. How about that?
Okay, for the purpose of all transparency and also social media, there wasn't high body counts.
I disconnected before the game started.
Don't do that.
What Freaknik you went to?
Just, don't do that.
That's why I said you can believe.
What Freaknik you went to?
Listen,
I went to one in Atlanta. All those high body counts all over the place. It was your choice to be part of that. That's all.
I grew up in Philly where there was the Greek Fest.
Yes.
Yeah,
so listen, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. You've been in on his body counts all over the place.
I'm sorry. Maybe I got stuck in the 80s a little bit. Because I'm gonna tell you, I remember growing up. I do remember like junior high school. Them chicks didn't have body count. They didn't have mileage. They didn't really have a lot.
That shit.
No, it wasn't believing. It was actually true. Come on, give it to them.
Come on, man. I don't believe no woman that tell you that she ain't had a body count.
Bro. But hold on. Back then, did you think men cared about body counts? I don't think men.
No, we didn't care then, and we don't care now. I'm just saying that the quality kind of changed up.
It was my turn. That's all it was.
It was my turn. The quality changed up because let me rephrase it even better. It wasn't about you got to do this in order to do, you know what I'm saying? There was no Ruth Chris. There wasn't none of these expectations that we see today.
Bro, listen, when I say give me the 90s, I'm driving to Brooklyn, Flatbush and Church. I'm coming up there for block parties. I'm coming there for, but what? Because I know it was safe. I know it was good. I know by the time I leave, I'm wearing a white beater or a white tee because I know I'm gonna sweat out. I know I'm gonna get a dance. I know I'm gonna get two couple numbers.
I'm gonna leave with some numbers.
I'm gonna leave with something. It's a total different dating scene now, and the confidence and the respect level is just different.
Like back in the day in New York, my favorite spot was go with Shadows because the only room I would go to is the reggae room.
I was about to say the basement parties, right? Now listen, bro,
right there all night,
right there. Listen, man,
what?
When you had Shorty in the corner and she didn't leave for about 30 minutes.
Or when a chick pull you to the corner and you stuck for the whole damn night, like.
Because you know, once you dance with one, you can't dance with nobody else for the rest of the night. Because if you do,
chicks ain't play that shit. No Jamaican chicks don't play that shit. They was like, what? Nah, you with me. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Especially if you can dance to the music that's playing.
Exactly. And then they send her girl to get you a red stripe. Like, what? Yeah. Like, what? Thank you. Like, okay. Yeah. No, man. I'm like, that's why
listen. I wasn't a cool kid, okay? I wasn't part of them dudes. I was one of them dudes that I was always reading. I was always be in the house by 8 while the block party's going on outside. I was raised by strict parents that didn't play that shit.
I had strict parents too. My mom knew. My mom and my dad knew it was like, all right, he had to. As long as he across the street at the block party, he be good. He can stay out as long as he want.
Get in before the street lights come on.
That's what, even when the street light come on, if it was a block party, I said, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there was
Man,
there
you
was
know
a
how many
lot of.
times in the 90s I snuck out? You know how many times I done snuck
What?
out? What?
What?
Nah, ain't no sneaking out of my house. Hell
Man,
no.
listen, yo. You know how many times?
What?
You know how many times I snuck? My mom had a basement apartment. We had a banging basement apartment. My cousins used to call my room the bat cave. I would see right out the room, right out the window, go to the party, come back, and like nothing happened. Man, listen.
Or even sneaking your girlfriend's crib and the parents coming home. You got to either hide on the bed or jump out a window if they're on the
I
first
wasn't
floor.
hiding shit. I walk out. I hop out that window right there because it was like it wasn't that far to the ground. I'm out.
Man, you know how many times that done happened, man?
The only time I just out there went to a chick house. She lived on like the 15th floor of the projects, and I had my eyes on climbed out the kitchen, going down the what's the name? The fire escape.
Try that now. You're gonna have to learn how to duck while you're running.
What?
It's different now.
I was a daredevil. I would hang on the side and let go, grab the next button, let go, grab it. I was like, I ain't get caught for nothing.
See, my shit was funny. I had to meet fathers, brothers, mothers. I had to go through the shebang growing up. There was no.
Nah, I've done that. I met the father and stuff, and it's like it's not like it's good when you do meet them because then you know they got to build up a little trust with you. So
yeah,
it was all part of the. It was all part of the game at the time. So
yeah, but I think in the 90s, parents trusted their kids a lot more. Though they gave them a lot more of the rope to do a lot of things.
Because we were still gatekeepers. I mean, gate latchkey kids.
Mm-hmm.
We was latchkey kids growing up, so it was like they trust us outside then, like when we were 8 years old. So
yeah.
Like, why we not gonna stop him now? He a teenager,
Right, and that's exactly how it was. But I would say, with me and even a couple of people I grew up with, we had our own place and our own job at 16, 17 years old.
Hold on, somebody said, hold on, who said that? White school said I had bad parenting? No, sweetie. I had strict ass parents. I just knew how to get around shit.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with corduroys back then. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. I was a book smart kid with street values. It was crazy.
Exactly.
Listen, ain't not like a crisp white tee with some jeans and some we call them hole catchers, them clean Reeboks back in the day, the classics.
Just go outside and chill out, try not to get dirty.
Man, and then that's when you had beep. Hold on, hey Carl, that's when you had beepers and two ways coming in and all that, man. Listen, man.
Man, listen.
Come on, man.
My mother used to hate.
I'm talking about before the beepers came out.
My mother used to hate my beeper because my shit would go off all times of night. I'm like, yo, and then back in the day, I had my own phone line in my room.
So, because I'm about to say, because you can't afford call waiting back in the day because your phone, you call is busy. You're beep, beep, beep.
What? Come on, man.
Well, you gotta walk down.
I had my own phone line and everything, my own answering machine for the house. I was like, nah. My mom was like, nah, you're using my line.
Or you gotta walk down the street with a quarter. You had a bag of quarters. You had a back pocket full of quarters because you're gonna use that payphone.
Yup. I kept $1 worth of quarters all the time.
Yeah.
Quarters, dimes. Oh, never mind. We're different ever. Anyway, let me give a couple of shout outs since we have a very interactive audience. Brother Walker, we got Stephanie, White Podcast. We definitely have the Committed to Health LLC, aka Sam, aka Lady Cupid. We also have Super Gang, one of our day ones. And we appreciate y'all input, y'all interaction. And Wilson, Bob, what's going on, brother? Glad you're here. Salute. And yes, y'all more than welcome to ask questions, and we definitely will answer them. So, I love the interaction.
Hey, look at that comment, Carl.
Huh?
Look at the comment.
Even the same way you lost your 90s essence and adopted the red pill thinking. Where did you get it from?
Like I just said, I was like, all right, as a grown man, I'm still a book smart and the street kid at my heart. So
since the 90s, I'm still eating peanut butter and jelly, grits, porridge, cream of wheat, raisin bread. What are you talking about?
I still watch Thundercats.
Boy,
Bruh, Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are, well, listen to me, man. Or Smurfs.
you still catch me watching Abbott and Costello and
Yeah.
Man.
What are you talking about?
But you got to realize that red pill, what era did that come in, though? What year did that come in?
The
I
2000s.
don't even know, man.
2000s.
2000.
But that's when the music, that's when the music and the whole vibe changed, though, because you know, in 99, 2000, you had the era that right before it ended, you had love songs.
It was love songs and you had comedy. Listen,
Yep.
I wish Al Yankovic would come back. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I love the fact that no matter what song came out last week, there was a Jamaican version this week.
This week,
Yep.
yeah. Yes, I'll give you that. In the 90s,
I
yes.
love that.
All 90s.
Yes.
Every R&B song had a Jamaican version of it.
Yes.
I don't care if it was a song or a rap. There was a Jamaican version the following week. There was a spoof made out of every movie.
Every movie, yeah.
Come
And
on.
it was cool. It was cool. It was cool to play a love song set at a party. It was cool.
Every party was always
party
in
you
forever.
had to have one of those. Yep.
Every party was always in forever.
Yep.
Come on.
I want to know how we mean. Like
I don't think she's speaking definitely to us. I think she's speaking to just men on a whole coming in this era now. But even now, I'll give you an example. I have a 90s playlist. It has right now about 250 songs on it. Like legitimately, I didn't go hold you. And if I speak to a woman my age, if I'm riding and she's riding with me, it's definitely on.
Impressive.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of music that gives you that feeling again to make you even trust that there's still love out there.
Of course.
Yo, I'll tell you like this. I can't put no more on any of my playlists on Tidal.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I hit capacity. I hit capacity on all my playlists.
Come take a ride with me. If we can sing, if she can sing 90s R&B and we can sit there and just listen, bro. Back in the day when you used to say, "Hey, I can't tell you how I feel about you," but I think that, hey, hold on, remember this? The two fingers, what you hitting? Record and play, because you're making your own tape.
And then we ain't have to do all the notes and stuff, Carl. We make a mixtape. Like, here you go.
And then we hit pause when the dude came in on the radio station. We didn't want to hear him.
Make a quick mixtape real quick. Give it to her like, yo, just want to think about you. Boom. I'll talk to you later.
Write her name on the cassette tape.
Write her name on the cover. Put your number on the inside.
Man, listen, bro.
Keep it going.
Yeah, it's different.
I'm a DJ. I was a DJ at the time, so I was like, you know what? Let me just do this real quick. Here you go.
I love it. I'm gonna be honest. I miss it. I do love it.
And
even today, I still try to recreate it. You know, because that's how much I'm loyal to it and miss it. Like I said, from cream of wheat, raisin bran, Captain Crunch,
putting sugar in your cornflakes.
Come on, bro. I'm doing it all because I don't want
to sugar in your Rice Krispies. You just have a whole bowl of sugar because all the Rice Krispies. It miss him. I miss all the Rice Krispies and shit. Like how you dig at the bottom? It's all sugar.
When chips were a quarter, you can get a quarter juice.
What?
$1 could buy you 2 bags of chips and 2 juices. You was good to go.
Good to go for 4 hours.
What?
You got the 4 hour. It's a 4 hour little snack, right?
Yes. Hey, you see that last comment? Leave music voicemail. Hey, not even that. Yeah. You were on your phone. You were on your own thing. Like, hey man, this is just D. Go ahead and give me that message when you go ahead and tell me, man.
It's just D. My voice didn't kick in until like college. I was mad as hell.
Oh man!
My name was like back in the day. This is your boy Damien. Leave me a message after the beat. Play that shit.
And if I don't answer, you know.
Back,
I don't answer.
What? then cut it off. Like,
My voicemail, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, transparency. My voicemail was almost seductive, but because every time I went through, just like just said, hey chef, I'm not in at the moment, leave a message. And then you hear Barry White going.
yo, nah. The main person nobody
Luther.
ever say is Kenny G. You had that breathless.
Oh, that
Oh
jazz?
yes,
The jazz in
yes,
the background. That jazz in the background.
yes,
That was a background music for you right there. Every
yes.
song out there was a background music.
Him on that sax. Him on that
Yup.
sax is different. Yep. Yeah, that is
Woo.
true.
And you sit there and you play with it, Tommy. So when before he go and start getting into his little solo, you say what you got to say, and then just come in. Like, yo, this is wild.
I have a big appreciation, and I gotta give a shout out to Sirius XM because I swear I love my favorite stations that keeps me connected to that era. I don't have to change for nothing all day. Thank you.
WDASFM 107.5. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That 10 o'clock hour when they go that
Oh yeah,
midnight.
not Lenny
What?
Green, the old dude back in the
The
day.
old dude, come on, man.
Yeah, you play that old ass Blue Magic Quiet Storm. Like,
It's
oh,
the quiet. Listen, man. Come on,
you go to
brother.
sleep. You talking about a black kid going to sleep?
What?
Yo, I'm that's the same thing. I think they call it a different thing, but over on this side, they call it WBLS, Quiet Storm.
It's the same
Bonhoeffer.
thing. It's the same thing. Now it's Lenny Green.
Right. Lenny Green. Right.
Yo, I'm sorry, man. I'm like that shit. I still do that shit at night. Put that shit on and go right the hell to sleep like nothing happened.
Yo, a lot of babies were made from these songs, from this shit.
So Wife School Podcast says, so what tone are you guys setting now? Seems like all your fun was when we guys were young. It was, it was easier. Not saying that it was easier because at that
not easier, simpler.
Well, yeah, simpler because I think at that point in time, I think we had a lot more mutual respect between each other, men and women, and it was a different era. I think that's why it was so simple to do these things. Now there's so much connotations behind these things that it doesn't allow for a lot of people to do them. Or I'll speak for myself, depending on again how you want to do it.
Like I say like this with that, it's like if you meet a woman that's from that era with you, then y'all it's gonna be somewhat of a click right then and there. Because y'all know what y'all went through at that time in them eras. You know what music it was, you know exactly how to come at somebody or how to talk to somebody. Back then all we had was communication. We didn't have like the mobile phones, the texting and all that stuff.
So you had to connect because there wasn't none of that. And
you had to get talk.
You had to call on the phone.
But let me ask you this: that you just struck something that made me think about it. It doesn't matter what trauma or experience you had in your past. That didn't come up.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it.
It was so simple and easy going at that point in time. It
didn't come up, but if it was a problem that brought it up, then y'all handled it.
A conversation about it.
Yeah, you had to have the conversation.
Like it wasn't like, if you went through something, it was brought into the new. Whatever anybody went through as far as experience or trauma, when they got with somebody, that shit stayed way in the back. It was never brought up for the most part.
And I also think that
like
back then. Go ahead, Carl.
No, I'm saying like people just, I don't want to say it wrongly, but people just swallowed pills and kept it moving. There was so much enthusiasm. Like when you look at the movie Fame, you got a bunch of kids jumping around and dancing and smiling. And regardless of you getting your ass whipped or being evicted or homeless, whatever the fuck, they still came in with that, energy.
But you got to also remember that back then there wasn't, and it's not an excuse, but there wasn't as much influence as there's now. And so you got to look at it from that perspective.
Well, everybody wanted to be like Michael Jackson back then. But
yeah, but not only that, you got to also realize that the moral and ethical compass back then was different than it is now.
And remember, dudes back then wanted to sing. You know how many dudes came out with singing groups?
Yeah.
So I'll give you that, Stephanie. I'll give you that much. Why School Podcast. I'll agree with you there. I can never speak for a woman back then what they went through. I don't know, but I heard that before, that the men didn't go through as much as the women did back then.
And then I also heard something about where our tone is, like you said now. So we all had our fun in yeah, we had our fun back in the day, the early 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Now it's like, why? It's like we did all it. We did it all. So like I'm looking at it like with my older son now. He's going through it. He's oh, she don't want to talk to me. And like, oh, you guys just be like, so move on. You're in college. She don't want to talk to you. She don't want to talk to you. You probably got 15,000 other chicks out there that want to talk to you. And I told him straight up, stop liking the one that you like the one that like you. Because that's the one that's going to have your back. Mm. So I'm like, that's what I was taught. My mother taught me that. Stop liking the ones that like you like the ones that like you.
Hey, just need a good call face. There's something percolating.
No, something just yeah. Let me read this again.
I know that comment.
Maybe
y'all figured that much.
Over it. Just I know you preoccupied.
You talking about the one about maybe the men didn't go through as much as women?
Back. Maybe you men didn't go through as much as the women.
What?
Are we supposed to go through?
Hold on. First of all, at that time, that's when men were really hiding our fucking emotions and not saying nothing. And we weren't really. It was like we wasn't really allowed to. Oh, baby, this, that, and other. We had to be men. We had to look. Our uncles was like, nah, don't crying over motherfuckers.
Just why are you dignifying this shit? Read it again.
It's the whole point. It's the whole point. Nah, damn that, man. She's saying that. Then all right, well, she don't know that men was going through a lot of stuff before that.
But I'm asking,
we bought our shit in.
The question becomes: are men supposed to go through as much as women?
At the end, hell no.
Like,
but every man has a different case.
Yeah.
But there's a difference in sexes. So why should I be going through as much as a woman as a man?
Well, I think and I can't speak for her. Maybe she can clarify it. But my understanding is in that era, because love was so easy and things were easy to come by than now. It was a mutual playing field where women was risking as much as men back then.
Hold on, Lee. You got to look at it like this. Back then they wanted the love story from a movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They had their own way. We had our own way, but we didn't look at that perspective. I'm just looking at it from that. I don't know if that's what
we did. We did it with our music. We did it with our poetry. We did it with our actions.
So
men was more chivalrous.
Well, saying that, yes, that's what I'm saying. But saying that, then what's on the other side? How did they express it back then to us then?
Yeah, like committed to officers, right?
Let me rephrase it better. We didn't feel like we was in a corporation.
Exactly.
Is that a better way of responding to it?
As men, we had a better opening to express ourselves. And like Committed to Elf said, we did just like I told you. I used to do mixtapes and make a mixtape for a girl, put a number in the middle, write a name on it. Like, all right, yo, give me a call.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get a better understanding of that because at that point in time, you also got to remember how many times. I don't know about y'all. How many times you outside somebody's window with a radio or waiting outside?
I never did that.
No, that'll get
I'm just saying.
We didn't do that. It's fucked up. We from the north.
I'm showing y'all the movie. No, what you said earlier. I'm agreeing with what you said earlier. The movie perspective.
Yeah,
being
but
outside somebody's window or
you're gonna
showing
do
that,
it.
you know,
That's
yeah, or doing that type, or writing poetry.
I can't say that's some non-melanated shit.
or writing poetry, you know, things like that. Oh, she explained it, Carl. There you go. She explained it. I think is there you go. She explained her point, what she's saying.
You blame the women the same age for a lot of things now, that we have baggage from her past, but y'all have the most in common.
She's talking about and then she followed up talking about the connection.
Okay.
So dating a woman from that era now. If I'm and correct me if I'm wrong, 70. I think she's when you bring her to this era and try to date her here, I think based off of that connection that we had back then, we don't give them the same grace. But that's what I'm understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, because we're blaming them now, and we were from the same era.
Okay, 1990, 95, 85, that window space.
Mm-hmm.
I could meet a woman in the grocery store, in a supermarket. We can have small talk. We can exchange phone numbers. And I could go to her house within the next 24, 48, 72 hours. And she's cooking a nice meal and we're having a conversation and the relationship began. That's not happening today. You see the difference?
We can agree on that. She's saying if you meet a woman of the same age, we're both from the same era.
No, but but see, this is what I'm saying. That's my experiences during that era. Now, if I fast forward to now with those same women
at
the same age,
that's not happening.
So they've changed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
They swallow the red pill.
It's like when I be telling people, oh, you only drink certain waters, right? I only drink certain. You were the same chick next to me drinking water out of a fire hydrant. Now you are sedity or bougie or whatever. You forgot where you came from. I didn't. Because if it's hot outside and I see a hydrant open, right now I would still go over there and take a couple of sips. I'm not going to sit here and get all. I'm just saying, Judge, that's just me. I don't have a problem with it because I understand that growing up, this is what you did, bro.
Bro, I understand that, but we ain't doing that shit. We this age.
I'm just saying.
You should know too much about water going on right now.
But
I'll run through it. Right.
So Carl, the follow-up question is that why women, and she says is that's men opt for younger. So I can answer that. Based on that rhetoric, for me, not in a negative concept. What she says, I see that men opt for younger, just trying to get clarity. But to answer to speak on that, Steph, I have an age group that I date, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm one of those men that I only date older women, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that because they have a mixture of my era and they have a mixture of the era before me. So at that point in time, there's something there from both sides. If you're younger than me, I think I'm going to butt heads with you completely because we're both single and fighting for the same thing right now, and we're going to butt heads if we don't have an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
so
can't
for me,
see
I don't date
anything in common with a chick under 35 or under 30. I really can't.
Yeah, I have to. She has to be legitimately older than me, and I'm 45, so that's saying a lot. You know, at the end of the day. Look at just these face. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking at him because he's like fighting to not say the real deal, but it's all right, brother. That's between you and God.
The real deal. I never dated. I dated younger, but only like 2 years. That's about as far as it's going.
Bro, I think for me, I think you know what? I just think it's selfish, man. Because if she's younger than me, there's things that I've experienced that I'm gonna rob her of.
Mm-hmm.
There's a life that she needs to live that she now has to give that up because I know what I want. I'm gonna force her to make a decision based on what she hasn't lived yet. We have nothing in common to talk about.
I used to love dating women
damn.
with kids because it was time. You understand the
I
management
like
of time.
those words.
Intellectually, we have nothing to speak about. The conversations that I'm gonna bring up to her, the music that I want to listen to in the car, we ain't gonna want to hear.
Hold up. Hold up. We got a trigger alert because you said something about force. You know, force is not in our vocabulary, right? As men.
You said force?
Yeah, I just heard the word
force
come out your mouth.
Yeah, no, I said force because when I say force, meaning that she's going to force herself to understand because she's going to now be in an emotional bind and say she wants to be with me. Now she's going to force herself to give up certain things and make certain decisions. That's not fair to her because I've been through those things already. I've been through a marriage. I've been through that. She has a female that has never been married. And I know now that I'm dating to marry. What if she's not dating to marry? But because she liked me, what's she gonna do?
I saw a pictorial because she did a photo session. I said, damn, she grew up to be a very gorgeous woman, a very attractive woman. But she's 35. And I question myself, I couldn't, as gorgeous she is, I couldn't see myself even trying. Because she's 35. And y'all seen her from the Bernie Mac show, Camille Wimbush. You understand? I can't do that, bro. That's like all the guys lusting after that girl. What's the little one that grew up and now she's talking all reckless? Is that little not Rudy?
I know you're talking about the one from the other blackish.
From My Life and Kid.
I know you're talking about the one that used to beat up the little brother.
Right, the little girl.
Yeah.
Now these girls are grown and they say, I can't do that, bro. I can't. I'm sorry. Discipline takes over from there. So, but it's just interesting.
That is true. I mean, but you got to think about it for a second. Even if, and I'll say it this way: if I meet a woman in my age group now, and
I love the Force MDs.
Yeah, that was
I talk to one of their members all the time.
But to the other comment, if you meet a woman now from your age group, it's going to be the initial concept is going to be a lot of trauma bonding. Unless that person is healed.
You can't say that.
No, I'm saying the initial. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad thing, because even we're sitting here right now, fellas. Listen, we're sitting here right now. We're talking about the '90s. What do you think we're doing?
But Stephanie, hold that comment right there. It said we can't complete a life cycle together, get old, raise a family, and die together. Where is the tone being set? By mother heifers that think that is not a goal, by mother heifers out here interfering with the process. Remember, the microwave eliminated all of those things. Getting old, now we're going to color our hair and do all this Botox, whatever. Oh, raise a family? No, I don't want the responsibility. Life cycle together? No, nigga. I'm independent, grown. I can have my own shit. Die together? We ain't even thinking that far yet.
Which is what I'm telling you now.
I say like this: I say a lot of women out here that raise daughters like coming up to our age were a lot of single moms. So you're raising a single mom. So if you ever argue with a woman and the first thing that come out, my mother taught me how to be independent. Just shut up and walk away. Because it's no thing. And it's like, and basically we're not trying to blame women for this because there's a lot of men out there the same way. Their mothers
That's
raised.
What I said. I didn't even put a gender on that.
Yeah,
I said
their mothers raised them and they don't know how to be a man.
So what I would say, fellas, I'm gonna lie to you, even as much as we just reminisced about the '90s, one thing we weren't taught, even men and women both, was how to handle that emotion.
Right, interdependency, like I always say.
I don't think it's so. To answer that statement, Steph, that's why I said when you in this era, when I made that statement, it's going to be still initial trauma bonding because it's still new to them. And it's still some of us are still new to us, depending on the person you're meeting. and you're talking.
And some are rejecting. Don't forget,
Yeah.
people are rejecting anything new because it makes them uncomfortable. Remember, it's all about your comfort zone. That's priority. So anything uncomfortable is new, and you don't want to go through that process. You're nervous.
And also, it's funny to see a lot of women out here admitting they lost a good man because they was trying to be independent, be all mean to him and stuff, and don't know how to take being treated like they were something from a good guy.
Yeah.
But that's when everything. I think we got to talk about that. When did it change? If the 90s were, if we can reminisce and say it's so good, when did it change? And what made it change? How did it change? And what made it change?
You really want to be honest?
That damn Queen Latifah.
No, I'm gonna be honest. It really changed as we was approaching 2000, because, like I've said many times, that's the era when we was approaching 2000 and after. We, as Black people, don't believe in just because I can, don't mean I should. That went out the window. So the discipline went out the window. The mindset of why not, why I can't, fuck it, that came into play. So, and the music.
The influence.
You stopped getting those love songs. You stopped seeing people slow dance. So that was the change I would say was approaching the 2000. After 95, I think people lost their damn mind. In general, as a whole, relationships, men, women, everybody lost their freaking mind because they did not respect or want direction or structure.
Yeah.
So look at it from the other side now. Let's be hypocritical for a second. And if we were to date a woman our age or older, a lot of the prereqs that we put on them now, not us, just men in general on the other side, that say, I don't want a single baby mama. I don't want. They're 95. I'm going to throw a number out there. It's not 95%, but I'm saying, let's say the majority. They're going to have at least one child.
That wasn't a man's requisite during the 90s.
No, I'm talking about now.
But now, because certain guys are creating these requisites, it's like we're intentionally contaminating so we don't have to be a part of any type of commitment or responsibility. It's like setting your own house on fire so you can get a couple of bucks.
Mm-hmm. But then it's like, but looking at it like this though, a lot of women are pushing a lot of good guys that want to set that prerequisite straight. I heard this young lady today on the phone outside talking to her baby daddy, talking about you're not going to be playing house with your new girlfriend and my kid. I took back. I was like, yo, I wanted to pull this out. Like, you gotta let that man live his life. And say, as long as he's taking care of your kid, you good. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the mentality is like that.
Taking care of the kid in today's mindset involves her. No, it don't.
No, it don't.
Hold on, fellas. Are we talking about? Because emotionally, taking care of the kid does involve both parents. So you can't say it doesn't completely.
No, well you can.
No, sir. It's when you're trying to include yourself or insert yourself in something that has nothing to do with you.
I'll take that.
My job
I'll take that. Okay.
To take care of the child. Our relationship is done.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You have to entrust me to vet people that I bring into my life. Exactly. And stop trying to insert yourself because you think as long as the child is involved, that means you're involved. No, the child, my with the child has nothing to do with you.
I think so. You're talking about as far as just let a father be a father, a mother be a mother, versus that. Okay, I get. That's why I was trying to get the clarification. Because
the same way you don't want to do
some things you gotta have
the same way.
Father agree on.
The same way you don't want your baby father at your door at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night being a cock blocker.
Yeah.
It's the same in reverse.
I was told years ago when I used to think that, no, I need her to be a part of it. My mom pulled me aside. She said, you raised that baby from afar. You don't have to be there. And I took it from there.
See, that's kind of selfish talking about the checkers in the mail.
No, I was like, I never said that, but I was like,
okay.
I was like, I don't have to be there at her house to babysit the kids. I used to have to, that's what I used to do. I was young. I didn't know what to do. And then
this is another thing. Remember now, and I'm going to switch in a minute, but remember now, since the 90s, you can ask a woman out on a date and she get herself ready and be present and y'all go have a good time. Now you have to pay. This is an expectation. I want you to pay for the babysitter, even though it's my baby daddy. I want you to pay for my hair and nails to get done. It's not the same.
That's a red flag to me. I walk away.
Well, hold on, but brothers, it's and it go back to the earlier conversation. I think it was like a couple minutes ago. Is that a woman from our era, or is that somebody younger?
Yes, I just said contamination.
It's not the majority of them. It's not the majority of them, but it's a couple of them.
Okay.
Yes, it's still a large enough percentage to say that they got contaminated by the nuances that got
today's society.
Let's not say contaminated. They took the red pill.
No, I'm gonna say contaminated because during the 90s, I do remember people cooking 4 days, 5 days a week from scratch.
There was no going out to no restaurant. There was no eating.
There wasn't no Uber Eats. There was no heated up in the microwave.
You need her, and she come out there. She's like, "Yo, come to my house. I'm cooking."
Exactly. See, that's what I'm used to. 80s, 90s. That's what I'm used to. Where I met a woman and she would invite me over for dinner. Now I was asleep and woke up and they said, "Hell no, that's not the nuance no more."
Well, hold on. Now let me ask a serious question for conversation purposes, and then we can move on. Clark, I know you say you want to move on, but isn't it our specific personality that we need to adapt our vetting and our dating the way we do now? Because we know that they are contaminated. So, what are we doing to vet them differently or to do that? Because there's some, i.e., I'm going to use Stephanie as an example. Say she's from our era and she's suffering for those who do these things. How do we vet and separate the bad apples as men?
Communicate, ask the questions.
I don't think there's nothing that can be done because fear has warped people's sense of interaction and interdependency that, again, you're now dealing with their comfortability level. Fear is making people so afraid that they can't think straight. Fear is making people self-sabotage potential good relationship. Because again, it's going back to you only feel safe in your comfort zone. Anything outside your comfort zone that requires you to adjust or change freaks you out. Because you're going to think about the last time you tried that with somebody else.
Oh, insane, man.
And after 2-3 times of that, you're really going to be on shutdown mode.
So I didn't say.
I can see where you're coming from, but I can also say on when the shoe fit, I gotta wear it because if I want to be that leader though, Carl, I gotta be the one to make her comfortable.
Dude, you can have on a 4-piece suit, all the money in the world, the biggest dick in the world. Listen, you're gonna go through it the same way.
Just D, get Carl, get him, Just D.
I'm just saying, it's like it doesn't matter how good you are, how qualified you are. You still have to go through the same process as if a person is coming out the witness protection program. Or better,
That's why I said get him, Just D.
No, I'm saying, listen, there's no such thing as I show up on the scene and I check all the boxes and it's simple. It's not.
But you're not making it simple.
You
Is
can't
that's the whole
make
thing.
it.
I hear what you're saying.
You can't make
I hear
it
what you're
simple
saying,
when
but-
someone been through experiences or trauma.
Yes, you
You
can.
understand?
Yes, you can. Some way,
Yes, you
shape, or
can.
form.
It's a longer process than y'all think. Because like I used to say on lives before, here's a black man that's tall, single, employed, no kids. That don't mean shit to a lot of women no more. Because they're used to dealing with a guy that got multiple baby mamas or guys that are never trying to settle down in a relationship. So when you see that kind of thing, somehow, I don't know if it's psychological, you become comfortable with it. Because that's all you've been exposed to, or that's all you've encumbered. So when you do get the guy that comes dressed, smelling good, no kid, no bag, nothing like that, it freaks you out because you're not used to that.
Or it could be the other version where you, like, again, I said, what are we doing to vet them differently? Because if I definitely walk up to a female, even from my era, and she doesn't understand that we're not a match cognitively, intellectually compatible in any type of way, we can move on. But
Okay.
but my thing is, again, rather than traumatize her more, what are we doing as men?
I don't think there's nothing that men can do. I just think that
No,
that's
it is. The main one thing we can do, the main
Shit.
one thing we can do is communicate. Because that'll open a lot of doors. My uncle always told me, you make her laugh, you got her.
Of course.
So no matter what happens in the communication, if you can't get her to laugh one time, she's not gonna open up to you. I might be telling too much, but I see the way I see it is like you can't look at things like a lot of women try to see through BS, but what they're looking for is a red flag,
and that's facts.
And then that's straight facts.
But that's the thing.
You're
looking for a red flag.
My conversation with you is I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you about soup. I'm not talking about me right now. And I keep you on soup for like a good 10 minutes, and then going to you to talk about something else. And then like you got to keep things going like that because they're trying. Because a woman basically doing Detective Benson on you from the time you say hello.
Of course,
you gotta look. And like a lot of men don't take it like that. They take it like, oh, she being an asshole, this and other. Nah, she's trying to fill you out before she even engage.
Before she can give you that time of day, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you got a lot of dudes don't understand that. Now, well, it's like now, like, but a lot of men are out here turning the role around. Now we gotta fill you out first before anything. So it's like you gotta look at it like that.
See, so now you're tapping
talking about.
Yeah.
Now you're tapping into that caveat about what you're used to combined with what you see other people doing and saying you're going to follow. So just because John and Jamal, this is how I see them, I'm going to follow their lead because it's working for them. They don't take
you're competing. You're competing with them.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm trying to be balanced here because it's on both sides, men and women. Their fears is guiding them.
Yeah, the fear of rejection is guiding them.
There's a whole lot of fear of failure.
Yeah, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of just the unknown.
So, coming into Health LLC, when I say vet, I'm going to vet her before I court her. And then I'm going to court her before I date her. There are levels to doing these things. Because at the point, vetting might be 6 or 7 conversations on the phone before I even start to say, let's go on a date.
Did you realize that hold on, stop right there. Do you know there's a and I'm going to get into that in future conversations. There are a lot of people, men and women, and I'm just going to say it because I've noticed that with women. They do not like you to court them vet them. Okay? Meaning, I'm going to ask you the question, but don't ask me no questions. I want to know where you live at and how you live, but I don't want you to see my transparency.
That's the control error. That's the control.
That's the
That's the
control.
control. That's the control in the conversation.
She's trying to control the
Yeah.
whole caveat of it. She's trying to control the whole thing.
It's I forgot the key. It's called there are a lot of things you can do. You can I mean at that point in time you gotta realize something though. As men, and I think that's partially our fault also, because the physical drives that conversation for us. You gotta let's be realistic here, because if she's talking sweet nothings and she looks good, you're not really hearing nothing because you're looking at the physical in the beginning.
Well, that's the
Coming in
failure of
with a
having
purpose.
discipline. If you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that, yeah.
I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm saying. So you gotta look at both sides. There are bad apples on both sides who don't know what they're doing. So that happens, and that's the reason why you would look at some of these men that they have a specific type of woman before they even meet a woman.
All right.
Because
I want to make a caveat since we was going into the 90s. So I'm gonna start with Judge because I know my answer already when it comes to Judge. So Judge, what was your rites of passage growing up?
As in define rite of passage.
I'm about to ask you that.
Whatever it is, what was your rites of passage growing up?
Define rites of passage. Depends.
He's talking streetwise. He's talking.
I went through a lot of shit.
Whatever you like, brother. Whatever you like.
All right. I had to become a man early because my mother got sick and she was in the hospital for 4 years. So I had to take care of the house and I had to take care of the whole house by myself. My stepdad separated, and even though they separated, he was still there, but he wasn't living with us. But when my mom got sick and the doctor told me she wasn't coming home for like a year, I had to step up. That's my rite of passage. That's what did a lot of stuff for me as a man growing up. I had to pay bills. I had to learn how to pay bills. Luckily, my mom showed me that at 14, and I paid the bills, kept everything going, so she had a house to come back to. Now,
so it was a different level of commitment that you're experiencing other than everything else you ever been through.
Yeah, and then when that happened, that's also what got me into the street life. So I had to learn how to maneuver and do all everything that way too, so I can make sure I still had money. I was 17, I had no job or nothing, so I had to make sure I had money coming in either which way.
Okay.
And like I told my kids that every time I was like, you don't want to end up like I did with my senior year of high school, and I was by myself the whole year.
But that's the irony of it, is that as you're getting older and they get older, they may be called upon to do the same damn thing.
And I'll tell you like this, for all four of them, I've done every possible way for them not to.
That's that cycle. You want to break that cycle?
Yeah, I broke that cycle early. I broke that cycle with my firstborn. I was like, nah, you will not end up like I did back in the streets selling. I was a street pharmacist and doing my thing. I was like, I better not ever see y'all out there. And the guys I used to run with, we all old now. And we be in a barbershop telling my sons, like, we catch you out there, we knock you out. So it's like
you got
I had the backup too. So it was like that was the best thing. That was the best thing. I knew that all the dudes I was out there reaching the streets in high school, we all grew up and became men. Most of us made it out with no problem. We got jobs and got, come out unscathed, but we can go to the barbershop and talk about it. Like, yo, remember that we did this, that.
You still got the village.
So I was like, yeah.
Well, next week, I know I have it on the question list, but next week we're going to talk about that men and women, but mostly men that are growing up, teenagers, adults. They got children, they have wives, girlfriends, living on their own. And when they have to be called upon to take care of their older parents, we are going to get into that because I want to see how respected and how non-respected we are doing it, with our potential mates. I want to get into that. All right. Lee, back to the question. What's your rites of passage, brother?
I think one of the things that me and Jesse have in common, my mom and my dad got divorced when I was 3, so I practically raised myself in the streets of Jamaica. There were times I didn't see my dad for months. My mom, I didn't see her until I was 12, 10, about 11, 12 when I came to the States. So in that time frame, everything I had to teach myself from house to house, home to home, things like that. So I think that rites of passage, but I think it literally came when he's saying breaking the cycle. And I had multiple, um, having kids and not having somebody to teach you to do certain things
Yeah.
from a mother and a father's perspective. You had to learn. So you looked at everybody, you put everything together. But one of my major rites of passage, and I've said this before, is and I woke up calls when I lost my oldest son.
Wow.
And the funny part about it, and I say funny because it's I'm being sarcastic. It wasn't due to the streets, so that also even then, because there's things that define you as a man and make you now see a lot of different things, make you become a different type of man.
Yeah.
So there were multiple rites of passage for me, but the first one was surviving to the point where I was 12 and I could get to the States, and then still survive in the States, Philly, New York, to the point where I can do a lot of things, the military, and then even then. But my second was losing my child, because of that makes you a different type of man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That never happened.
Well,
So.
Like
I've,
I
I've
say
only
like this.
I've only experienced two different. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
No, I'll say I had to experience that type of thing too. Not losing a child, but I had to get the calls that my daughter's boyfriend was beating on her. I'm 500 miles away.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I was like, that just like changed my thing. I was like, yo, and I was like, but then she kept going back to him. So I was like, yo, by the third time, I was like, yo, you gotta handle it from me more.
Yeah.
I was like, because you don't want, like, you call me for help, and then when I get the help to help you, you want to keep going back. So I was like, nah, I'm good. You go ahead and handle your business this time. You gotta become the adult. I was like, because I'm like, you calling me, and if I come down there, I'm not talking. I was being straight up honest. I'm like, I'm not talking. And I was
And
like,
they knew that.
and I was like, and she knew it. She knew I was like, I'm not gonna let your mother fool you. I'm still a street dude. Your mother can call me all types of assholes all she want, but
It's
she
just
know
handled differently.
she know if I really come down there, I'm not gonna talk.
Mm.
So I mean, you just gotta look at stuff like that, and it's like you gotta that does change you, because you gotta step here. All right, if I go down there and do this, what's the consequences? I was like, I got a 14-year-old that live with me. I gotta come back to him and make sure he all right. So I gotta look at all that stuff, make sure my youngest daughter's all right. So I was like, if I make the phone calls or get down there, it's gonna be a problem.
That makes you think more. It makes you move
Yeah,
a
it
little
makes
bit
you
more.
think a lot.
Yeah, it makes you move a little bit more.
Yeah, just giving away every goddamn thing tonight. You just giving it away, bro, because that was part of another question about single men dating with children living in their household. I'm gonna get into that too.
It's
Yeah,
very easy. It's very
how it's
easy, especially when they're teenagers. It's very easy.
I have to touch on that because I want people to understand that there's a world out here of guys that do have children living with them and they're actually raising them, and how they navigate their personal space, the streets, work, and them children all at the same time.
Are you speaking about your blood or the woman's child that you're talking to her? Which one? It's two
No,
different
no,
things.
no, no. We're talking about a man
Who's
raising
raising the kid?
his children
Yeah,
that in his household,
I'm
and he's
doing it
doing
now.
it by himself,
I'm
Oh,
doing it
okay,
now.
okay, gotcha.
I'm
Okay,
doing it
and
now.
so single father, single father.
and dating and work and everything. Yeah, I want to touch on that.
I was saying, you want to touch on it now? I give you a full
No,
example.
no. See, you're giving away. That's why I said
He got to
you
answer
got
the
two
question
for two
first.
so far. Those two questions is next week.
He
Okay.
got to answer the question first. Just did he still
Yeah,
answer
I
it?
didn't. No, my
Oh
right.
yeah, answer the question.
I don't have those. My parents. Y'all know my parents died. So I'm the only child. But that's after 35 years of marriage. And but my biggest rites of passage was watching Dad and his toolbox. And when I got old enough to use those tools, him teaching me how to shave. That's why I still use Gillette Fusion all these years. Okay. The toothpick thing, rites of passage. It's just so much. So those are my type of rites of passage because it was like something that the men in the family passed down to us, and we carry it all the way up to this day. It's very unique to me, and I'm sentimental anyway, so I like that shit.
No, I didn't have I didn't get that shaving stuff. I learned on my own.
I can't. I'm
I learned on my
I
own.
can't.
But the only thing I say like this, from my dad,
I
learned from my dad. He taught me how to be humble. He said, always listen to what people saying to you because they be full of shit. And then from my uncles, my uncles taught me how to drive when I was 8. And then I turned 9, he's like, throw me the keys, go to your grandmother's house, get this for me. What? I'm like 9 years old. You want me to drive your big ass car? So I'm like,
let me ask you something. Both of y'all, did your dad ever sat down and teach you how to shave with a straight razor?
Yep.
I was freaking out.
Nah, he's like, you want to cut your own throat? Cut your own throat.
Nah,
that's how he told me. And
I will never touch a straight razor again.
I was like, just like this. My hand was just like this.
Yeah, that was me.
I was 21. He's like, I was like, shit.
No. That nigga had it all set up. He had the straight razor, the strap, the fucking brush, and all that. And I said, what you want me to do with that? You just taught me how to do a razor blade. That's all right. That's all right.
It take a certain special man. Now I can do it like it's not. Be like, let's go.
The only thing I can identify with
a special man to be able to do that.
The only thing I can identify with a straight razor is that I carry one in my pocket.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
No, back in the day, I had the one in my cheek, bro.
Wait a minute. It's 2025. What the hell you walk around with that for?
Because it's easier than a regular knife.
Yep. So I still can do the razor in my mouth. I used to do that shit all the time.
I can do a lot more with a straight razor than I can do with a knife.
Wait a minute. Just save your Rikers Island story for later. You, on the other hand, Lee.
Actually, I learned that from my brother in Brooklyn.
Listen, there's a side. There's a right to pass.
Two of them right here.
That
used to come out with them like it was magic. Yeah, it used to have one here and one here. He not playing.
I'm calling the psychiatrist.
We put a fresh one in there every day.
I don't know. Nobody walk around no straight razor in it right. I'm calling psychiatrist. And just you're gonna need braces. Don't do that shit no more.
I'll do that shit now. I was back in the day. Yeah, I was quick with it.
Yeah. I remember dudes back in the day used to practice that shit, and I'm looking at them like, what the fuck?
Because you don't expect, because I said like this, I was a psychology major in college. You don't expect that from all things. You see somebody go in their pocket. You can't see nobody, they put their hand to their mouth and they got something in their hand.
For me, I only carry that if I go to states where I can't carry my concealed. Because you gotta be able to, because you gotta realize, and even back then.
You know what? I'm thanking you publicly, Lee. You just gave me an idea to what to take with me on my next cruise, because not carrying my weapon on a cruise made me feel so crazy.
So naked. You feel so naked. Especially when you're used to it. Especially when you're used to it, you're trained on it, and that's what you reach for. Like, nah.
Yeah. It was very awkward.
Yeah, I used to be so swift with it. I just be talking to you, and I go like this, and you never know I got it in my hand waiting on you.
I learned that from a Puerto Rican chick in New York. She showed me how to do it. She cut it in half, and where she put it at. But
Charlie talking about he got razor cuts on his face. That shit 100, brother.
You
wasn't practicing carefully enough, brother. I was like slow. I don't know how to do it real slow. Then when I picked up how to do it fast, I was good.
Hey, fellas, you know we
And
got
I
that
have big
curfew.
hands.
We got that curfew, Carl. What you doing?
It's almost that time. I got one more, but I'm gonna save that for next week because it's that time. So we're gonna thank everybody from Angel Davis, Wife Podcast, Charlie Hustle, of course, Committed to Health LLC, aka Lady Cupid. We're gonna get to these final thoughts and wrap this up. Stay tuned for next week. Like and share. We're on the move. Final thoughts.
Let's go.
Woo! So since I got to bust out too, I'm gonna do this final thought. Basically, the theme for me was remembering where we come from, remembering your past, and utilize that to help you become a better person. The reason why I'm saying that, as all these questions are theme based, you know, we have to think outside of ourselves. We have to think that there was a time when things was worse. There was a time when things was maybe a struggle. There was a time where heartbreak was present. It doesn't matter what we go through. It's not a bad idea. And I take this from the Rocky movie. Anytime I went through something trauma, stressful, or anything, I always go back to where my life began so I can retrace the steps and make a new parallel life. Because, it's funny how we can lose ourselves in the midst of growing. So that's all I'm trying to do is understand that sometimes there's different ways that we have to look back in order to know how to move forward. Because we missed a step. There's nothing wrong with starting back and going forward. So I just want to make sure everybody stays safe. Salute. Thank you for coming in. Stay tuned for next Thursday. We're going to keep this moving. All right. Salute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, brother.
Salute. Y'all can hear me?
Yes,
All
sir.
day.
All right. From topics tonight, dating in different eras is that definitely changed. I'm just happy to be the generation that went through all those eras. It made me a better man than I am today than I was back in the day when I really didn't give a fuck. But as of right now, I take consideration on a lot of things, especially for myself, and know when just to walk away and not deal with it. As always, like and subscribe. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. So have a good weekend. God bless and good night.
Salute. Thank you, brother. And
Hey,
I'm looking at the comments, but I see now why people don't like to kiss a lot. But go ahead, brother Lee, with these razors in their mouth. All right.
Hey man, listen, it's real simple. I think we make a lot of things harder than what they need to be. I do a lot of shadow work, and for people who know what that means, it's self-reflection, look into yourself. Because the reason being is, again, I said it earlier, the initial concept of when you meet somebody, we want a trauma bond, and that's what we find in common. But if we start talking about the good things, then it's easier for you to accept love or good love when it comes back around in that time frame, and learn how to communicate. Men and women, I say this multiple times: learn how to communicate. Learn the stages of communication, when to do it, and how to do it, and to who to do it for. Um, with all that being said, like, subscribe, hit that button, man. Tonight was a good night. I think we got through the night with a lot of topics in 2 hours, and some good topics. But outside of that, respect, and see y'all next week.
And salute. That's a wrap. I appreciate everybody coming through. Stay tuned next week. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Bring some more friends. We appreciate it. There's a wrap.
Right.